Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Helen Marlais. The Principles of Learning, How Succeeding at the Piano, or Piano Success in South Korea, addresses these 7 important topics for music education. The first principle of learning is readiness for learning. We don't want our students to be ill, overly tired, or overly stimulated by different activities. In the very beginning of succeeding at the piano, it is stated what you need is a piano or an 88-key keyboard, the desire to learn, time to practice, and your imagination. The second principle of learning is teach the concepts consistently. Have students practice the new concepts consistently, and then musical success is achieved. This is the second edition. You will certainly see how consistent reinforcement occurs when using the Succeeding at the Piano series. Whether it's a new rhythm, interval, musical, or technical concept, there is always plentiful reinforcement. For example, in the prep level, there are about 5 to 6 pieces to reinforce each new rhythmic concept. The third principle of learning is have the students be in a lesson where praise, kindness, and honesty occurs. Have them leave the lesson feeling good about their success and the feeling that they know what to do at home to be successful. Yes, absolutely. In my recent MTNA webinar called Fostering Artistic Personality, I spoke about how positive pedagogy is one of the 12 necessary fundamentals in order to have successful students, and especially those who will love music and not be scarred by negative teaching. The fourth principle of learning is primacy. Teachers need to present subject matter in a logical order, making sure that the students have already learned the preceding step. Of course, the second edition and the all-in-one approach to succeeding at the piano have excellent pacing so that students understand concepts before adding on others to the fundamentals. There is always a logical and step-by-step approach to learning. I also want to add that succeeding at the piano recognizes that learning is non-linear and creates a pacing system that encourages natural learning cycles. There are plateaus, which are natural, and they are necessary to the learning process. After a period of growth, one needs to rest to assimilate what has been learned. Students will have both intellectual and emotional growth. This adjustable pacing that one finds throughout succeeding at the piano is readily seen throughout the method. There's growth, rest, and then we begin the process all over again. Adjustable pacing is important to all of us who are committed to excellent pedagogy. The fifth principle of learning is things that most recently are learned are best remembered. In succeeding at the piano, students have constant review of concepts so that the information is always fresh and interesting. Having theory, ear training, and composition as part of the daily work, but in a separate book, makes this particular information important to the student and not just a little side dish for thought. The sixth principle of learning is an exciting learning experience will most likely be retained. Absolutely, we know this is true. We teachers must be positive and enthusiastic about what we teach. Terrific music, illustrations that really help visual learners understand the concepts, fabulous teacher duet parts, discovery learning, and the cultivation of imagery and imagination. Let your personality and the personality of succeeding at the piano work wonders for you and your studio. So many times teachers have exclaimed, the pieces in this series help students to imagine so much more clearly. Imagination is encouraged so that students can play with musicality. The titles of the pieces, the illustrations, and the lyrics give the student a springboard so that they can create their own imagery in their mind. The illustrations, painted by 2 stunning artists from London, England, are a huge aesthetic plus for this method because it combines the visual and oral arts. The last principle of learning is free Students must have freedom. Freedom of choice, freedom of action, freedom to bear the results of action. These are the three great freedoms that constitute personal responsibility. Since the teaching of music is so expansive, there is a correlating pianist curriculum that will help you teach every student as an individual. I will work through the series that help you make the best musicians ever. From the sight reading and rhythm series, the theory and ear training series, 3 different technique series, one called Energize Your Fingers Every Day, and another called Play Your Scales and Chords Every Day, and Etudes with Technique, which are part of the Festival Collection series. There is also a series called the Intervallic Reading Series, which is a great way to teach patterns in music. And I will, in this YouTube channel, demonstrate some of the repertoire series, such as Succeeding with the Masters, the student activity books based on the master composers, the Festival Collection, In Recital, Sonatinas, Etudes with Technique, and the Contemporary Keyboard editions. All of these choices are not meant to make you nervous. They are meant to help you make smart choices for each student and build a solid foundation for a lifetime of musical success. This truly is a comprehensive educational system, and succeeding at the piano and the all-in-one approach to succeeding at the piano is at the core. My last important point on this subject of freedom: teach students that whatever they do, they should learn to do it well. There really isn't any reason to just dabble in music making. Don't just put your toe in the water. Jump in and enjoy the swim. It really takes a good 2 or 3 years in order for the student to start to play decently well. And when that happens, then there should be no stopping them to learn an art form that will last their entire lives. The link for the Principles of Learning can be found on the internet, and I will provide the link below. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you will get lots of great teaching tutorials and information about teaching and how to play repertoire beautifully.